Welcome everyone to a new semester here at SAC. My name is Nicole Patch and I'll be your professor for this LIBR 101 Introduction to Library Technology course. This course provides an introduction to the field of library and information science and introduces the different roles that library technicians can have at any of the 4 major types of libraries. We'll get into what those exact library types are throughout this semester. We'll also explore the standards for professional ethics in the field and engage with different professional resources, such as library associations and their corresponding publications. Another main objective for this course is to build skill in accessing information in various formats. These course objectives describe what you should expect to learn in this course and can be found on the first page of our course syllabus under course objectives. Now that I've introduced the class, I'd like to share a little bit about myself, as I hope that we get to know each other as the semester progresses. Again, my name is Nicole Patch, but I only go by Professor Patch for purposes of this course. I've been called Mrs. enough times to need to ask that you kindly only refer to me as Professor Patch. I'm a former community college student myself. I attended East LA College, where I studied art history and Chicano studies. I transferred to a small private school on the East Coast called Smith College, where I got a BA in art history and Latin American studies. I started my first career in nonprofit management, but after a few years of that, I decided to pursue a career in librarianship. If any of you are considering work in libraries as a second or third career, I'm happy to speak with you about some of the challenges many people face when shifting careers. Next, I completed a master's in library and information science at UCLA, where I concurrently worked on a master's degree in Latin American studies. Now I'm a tenured professor here at SAC and have been collaborating with library technicians over the last 6 years in areas such as circulation, technical services, collection management, and cataloging. I've learned so much from our library technicians at SAC. Librarians also collaborate with the entire staff who work at a library to work on things like new programs, updating the website, and developing library policies. These are some of the areas where library technicians heavily contribute to our library operations, in addition to the day-to-day services provided somewhere like a circulation desk. Now let's talk about week 1. Once you sign into Canvas and access our course homepage through the Canvas dashboard, you can navigate to the course information module using this module link below. You will always see the course information module first. There is a lot of important information here, including the accessible course syllabus, instructor contact, communication plan, and a bit more information about the free online textbook titled Foundations of Library Services that we will be reading throughout this course. As the instructor contact page details, the best way to contact me is always going to be through Canvas inbox. We'll also be using Pronto, which is a messaging platform where students can send text messages to each other and the professor. If you have a specific question about an assignment or something about your status in the class, please use Canvas inbox. Student office hours is another great way to communicate with me directly. Here are the office hours that are set aside for my students in this class exclusively. That means I'm available here for any drop-ins to a Pronto live stream that I'll be holding, or I'll be extra attentive to your Canvas inbox messages. This would be a great time to ask questions about assignments for the course, or to stop in and have those conversations about changing careers or any questions you might have about future professional development. Next, the communication plan details how you should expect to receive communications from me. You should expect to receive at least 2 announcements from me per week on Mondays and Thursdays. Mondays will help open up the week for us, and then Thursday is a reminder that your first assignments are due, usually on Thursdays. You'll also receive communication from me in the form of feedback on things like your discussion board posts, your written assignments, and any quizzes that we might have in the class. Additionally, we have a student lounge and Ask the Professor discussion board where you all are welcome to communicate with each other and myself as if we were in a room together. Sometimes your classmates will have the answers to some of your questions before I can even get to that board. So please feel free to ask questions about assignments. A lot of times, if you're all having similar challenges, you can help each other out in that way. Okay, it's finally time to talk about Module 1. Each module starts with the number of that module/week and the theme for the week. For week 1, we will be covering the question, what is a library? What is the history of the library as we know it today? And what role do libraries continue to play in society? You'll next see the date range for the week. Our weeks start on Monday and end on Sunday. Each module will have a module introduction page. These pages are very important because they provide a descriptive overview of what you can expect for the week and the due dates for all of your assignments. You'll also find even more specific learning objectives for each week. You may notice that these objectives build week over week to help us accomplish the general course objectives that you find on your syllabus. If you've ever wondered, what was I supposed to learn in class this week? Did I get it? Or am I missing something? These learning objectives help clarify what it is that you are supposed to learn each week. Your first assignment for week 1 is a syllabus quiz. This is pretty straightforward and just a way for me to ensure that you've read the syllabus in its entirety and understand what the expectations are for the course. Next, the Share Your Voice assignment is a little bit more complicated. The first main goal of this assignment is for you to demonstrate that you know how to use Canvas Inbox effectively. And secondly, and more importantly, this assignment is an opportunity for you all to share your written voice and your actual physical voice with me in 2 different ways. For this assignment, I will be asking you to first craft an inbox message, and then secondly, attach a photo or a scan of a piece of paper with your handwritten responses to the questions listed on this assignment. You'll also be recording a voice note that shouldn't be any longer than 2 to 3 minutes, answering the questions also listed below. There are some resources here to help support the process of attaching a file and also creating the voice note. Please read the instructions for this and all of your assignments very carefully. Many assignments like this one, and especially your journals, have a minimum sentence requirement. So please make sure you know what that requirement is before submitting your work. Every assignment, journal, and discussion board includes what we call a grading rubric. You'll see that here. This makes it very clear what the expectations are for each assignment. And you can see what the point breakdown is on this little table. Then this week you have several readings from chapter 1 of our online textbook. This first line, read sections from chapter 1, is just an instruction page. It's telling you exactly what parts of the chapter are required for the week. You'll also see this note to take notes. That is just a general recommendation for any of your weekly readings for any classes that you may be taking. That instruction page is followed by the textbook content itself, Whenever you see a chapter 1 heading, followed by whatever section it is of the chapter, this is the reading itself. You'll navigate through the reading for the week using the next button. You also have a journal due for this week. Journal entries can ask that you watch a video or read a short article that present you some of the more current issues in libraries and really asks you to reflect on the status of our field and different issues. After reviewing the course information module, submitting your quiz, sending that Canvas inbox message, and completing your journal entry, the next thing to do is introduce yourself to the class once you've had a bit of an introduction to the course. Our weekly discussions follow a similar structure where your original post to discussions are due on Fridays, and then you do need to follow up by Sunday with 2 replies to 2 of your classmates. To wrap up the week, I am asking students to complete the week 1 survey. The survey just gives me an idea of what the week 1 experience has been like for every single student. I do want to point out that every module is structured very intentionally, meaning that the way these assignments appear in order is the order that I would like you to complete those assignments. Okay, that's everything for week 1. It is a heavy week that is on purpose in order for online instructors to confirm that our students are, number 1, human beings, and number 2, engaged in the course. You are required to complete all of these assignments by their due dates in week 1. I am very vigilant this first week, and I will be dropping students who do not complete all of the work for week 1. I'm here to support you. Please message me via Canvas inbox as soon as you have a question or a doubt about anything that you're doing for this course. That's all I have for you this week, so please have a great week and we'll talk soon. Bye.